Hello there and a very good morning. Well, it's all smiles for Sri Lankan sports fans after a remarkable performance by Sri Lanka's Samita Dulan Kodituakku at the Paralympics. Well, I've got all the details. Welcome to the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. Sri Lanka's Samita Dulan Kodituakku made a remarkable achievement in his career as a Paralympian athlete when he secured silver in the F64 javelin finals at the Paralympics and also set a new world record in his classification, which is the F44 category. Now, after securing bronze in Tokyo, Samita Dulan secured silver with a personal best of 67.03 meters in the F64 javelin finals in the Paralympics. Now, just to tell about Samita Dulan Kodituakku, in 2020 at the Tokyo Paralympic Games, he recorded a personal best of 65.61 meters and won the bronze medal. And also in 2023 in Paris, France, he also won bronze at the World Para Athletics as well. Now attached to the Sri Lanka Army, Warrant Officer 2 K.A. Samita Dulan of the Sri Lanka Corps of Military Police earlier achieved a world record in the para javelin throw F44 with a personal best of 66.94, and then also at the Kobe 2024 Para Athletic World Championships in Japan as well. Now he renewed his world record at the Paralympics and is now the world record holder in the F44 category for javelin throw in Paralympics. Now coming to Sri Lanka's public sector, yesterday an announcement was made by the government that the salaries of public sector employees will be increased from 2025. Now the Cabinet of Ministers has approved the implementation of the recommendations from the Presidential Expert Committee, which was chaired by Udaya R. Senamiratne, appointed by the President to investigate and address salary disparities in the government sector. Now, according to the statement issued by the government, commencing January 1st, 2025, the basic salary for public service will be increased by at least 24% for the lowest ranks, and with increases ranging from 24% to over 50% for all public sector professionals. Now, how does this apply? Let's break it down. Now, for office assistants, the salaries will increase from around 5,450 rupees to around 13,980 rupees depending on the pay grade. Then for drivers, salaries will be increased from 6,960 rupees to around 16,340 rupees. For teachers, the increase will be from 17,480 rupees to around 38,020 rupees. Now for medical officers, the range will be from 35,560 rupees to 53,075 rupees. And then police officers will see an increase from 10,740 rupees to around 23,685 rupees. Now sticking with finances, Sri Lanka's Inland Revenue Department is seeking public assistance in identifying individuals posing as Inland Revenue Department officers and fraudulently collecting tax payments. Now, in a statement, the IRD said that several imposters have been apprehended by Sri Lanka police for posing as tax officers and collecting money from various regions in the island. Now, the IRD is urging everyone or anyone who has encountered such individuals or have made such payments to these individuals who claim to be officers from the Inland Revenue Department, or if their businesses are allegedly under so-called investigation by these officers, to immediately file a complaint with the nearest police station. Now, the IRD emphasized that public cooperation is vital for the ongoing legal proceedings against such imposters. Now, on the 21st of September, Sri Lankans, 17 million plus to be exact, will head to polling stations across the island to exercise their franchise in electing the next president of the country. Now, at the same time, many views are also being expressed on the political stage with regard to various matters in question. Some of these election promises made on election platforms have also drawn attention and criticism from all segments of society as well as opposing political camps as well. Now, as the presidential election approaches, a new controversy has emerged involving tuition teachers and their influence on students' voting behavior. Now, Election Commissioner General Samanshi Ratnayaka has announced that certain tuition teachers have been found implementing unauthorized polling of students and releasing those results online. Now, this act has raised concerns of undue influence on the electoral process. Now, in response to these incidents, the authorities have informed the Sri Lanka police, emphasizing the potential legal consequences for those involved. Now, Ratnayaka said that there is a possibility of even making arrests over such incidents. Now, he further encouraged the general public to report any such incidents, as they can be constituted as violation of election laws. Now, speaking of violation of election laws, the Institute of Democratic Reforms and Electoral Studies has raised concern and has raised alarms over the ongoing abuse of public property in the lead up to the country's presidential election. Now, Manjula Gajanayaka, the executive director of the IREDS body, said that it has received nearly 180 complaints related to the election, and shockingly, around 165 of these complaints relate to the abuse of state property in election activity. Now, all the presidential candidates have engaged in various political campaigns, and their campaigns and rallies are in full swing as we approach the presidential election, which is just around the corner. We're just around 3 weeks away. Now, one of the candidates is President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is running as an independent. Now, he has raised critical questions about the economic policies proposed by his rival candidates, emphasizing the importance of maintaining the fiscal benchmarks. Now, Ranil Wickremesinghe pointed out that while other candidates promise to lower taxes and duties, they have failed to provide alternative sources of income, which could lead to a significant reduction in government revenue. Now, the president was speaking at an event last evening which was titled Ask Ranil.
Now, the first question before us is, do you want to continue with this, or are you going to give it up? The conditions cannot be changed, in the sense the benchmarks. The benchmarks have been put as to what the government revenue should be, what our expenditure should be. Those are conditionalities. In other words, you can't change them. Okay, you can decide that you will reduce some tax and increase the others, as long as you meet the benchmark. But the benchmark can't be changed. Now, this is the first instance, the first decision we have to make. According to the other parties, they are going to lower taxes. They are going to lower duties. And how are they going to do it? They have no substitute. What is the substitute sources of income? What you are calling for is a reduction of our revenue. On the other hand, they will be giving many welfare measures. There will be handouts, increase. So basically you are reducing your revenue and you are increasing your expenditure. Where are we going? You want to go down that path? You remember this? Can you remember it? 2019, President Gotabaya reduced the taxes, reduced the revenue, and in the budget gave a lot of handouts. So by 2022, we had to face our economy. Now the question is, do you want to go down that path again? Do you want to go down that path again? This is the question before.
Now, that was independent presidential candidate and President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Now, another presidential candidate is Sajith Premadasa. He is the opposition leader. Now, Sajith Premadasa, who is contesting from the Samagi Janabalaweg here, has assured the public that the executive powers of the executive presidency will not be misused if he is elected as president. Now, speaking at the unveiling of the Mihintale Declaration for Respectable Politics, Sachit Premadasa emphasized his commitment in using executive powers responsibly and in a transparent manner. Now, Premadasa has highlighted the importance of leveraging various resources to recover the country from its current economic challenges. Now, he stressed the need to do so in a manner that respects Sri Lanka's culture, civility and religious diversity. Now, another presidential candidate who is running for the top office of Sri Lanka is Anura Kumara Dissanayake from the National People's Power. Now, Anura Kumara Dissanayake has issued a challenge to independent presidential candidate Ranil Wickramasinghe over recent comments that Wickramasinghe made on the election stage. Now, Dissanayake has criticized Wickramasinghe for allegedly spreading falsehoods about his involvement with former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa when it came to forming a new government when the crisis hit Sri Lanka. Now, he urged Wickramasinghe to either stop making these claims or provide evidence to support them. Now, Dissanayake has also criticized Wickramasinghe's previous statements, drawing parallels to past claims made by Mahinda Rajapaksa about the country's stability. Now, he questioned Wickramasinghe's assertions that the country would face further decline if the National People's Power were to come into power. Now, another presidential candidate who is also running for the top office and who yesterday launched his election manifesto is Namal Rajapaksa, the youngest in the presidential race for 2024. Now, Namal Rajapaksa is the son of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and also the nephew of former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Now, Namal has promised to modernize Sri Lanka's state sector or the public sector. Now, he said this program of modernization will be implemented on the 22nd of September, a day after the presidential election. Now, he has emphasized the need to integrate the state mechanism with modern technology in order to boost efficiency in the public sector. Now, he also highlighted that such technologies could be adopted in eliminating queues for passports, fuel and other methods of obtaining certificates for the general public. Now, he also said that the groundwork for digital transformation was established when he was minister before 2022, and following the people's struggles, those activities have come to a halt. However, he assured that under his leadership, the government would maintain the dignity of the public service while pushing for digitization that makes services more accessible to the general public. Now, in a new cabinet decision that was announced late last evening, Sri Lanka's cabinet has authorized the president to implement visa-free access for 38 nationalities with immediate effect. Now, the decision adopts Singapore's efficient one-stop approach, aiming to reduce congestion at visa centers. Now, this new policy is expected to facilitate smoother entry for travelers, enhancing the overall efficiency of the immigration process. Well, that brings an end to this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. But do look us up on our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk for all the stories, and follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok for more on the very latest. Until next time, stay safe and take care.